Our guest tonight is a buddy who I met in San Francisco in the game journalism circuit. He's an awesome guy. He used to work for OneUp.com, which is a video game website. Woo! Someone knows OneUp in here. OneUp Show was one of the best video game web shows ever, in my opinion. And then he went on to create Area 5 with his buddies, a company that did documentaries for Street Fighter, Last of Us, really cool stuff. And now he has his own Kickstarter they're working on. It's called Outerlands, and it's going to be documentary films about the culture about video games. Please welcome our guest for tonight, Matt Chandronait.
Hey, how's it going?
Matt,
hey, thanks for having me.
How you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good, doing pretty good. Why is it snowing in Seattle?
I know. Thanks for coming up. By the way, Matt flew up from San Francisco to be on the show, so thank you so much. There's water right here for you.
Ooh, nice.
By the way, Twin Peaks cup.
Quality mugs.
We match, by the way, the pink and the pink.
Is that? Oh, well, that was on purpose.
Did you plan that?
Yeah, I did. Well, I figured that 20 years from now, when you've conquered late night television, and people are like looking
20.
back,
Wait, hold on.
Okay, 5 years from
thanks.
now,
Yeah.
and when people are looking back at your first episode, and they're like, I have no idea who that is, but bold choice.
Bold choice. Okay, good. We'll go with that. So we'll talk about your Kickstarter in a minute here, which is your
Nice.
thing you're working on now.
Yes.
But before that, for some of the people in the room and at home watching, you obviously were part of the OneUp crew, the OneUp.com days.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't know the
I'm
show,
the only
or
one.
they
I'm
do
like,
know the
yay.
show. Yeah,
It was awesome.
My show that I did. What do you think made that show so special? There was a show basically based on the game journalist in the office, and it was just done so well. Obviously, Cesar and a bunch of people worked on it. But what do you think made it so special and resonate with so many people?
Well, it was inspired by The Office, which was out then, so it was a little bit of reality and a little bit of fantasy in there. And I think it was like the funny little skits and sketches that actually happened in between, like the video game reviews. Oh, look, we're video game journalists and we're critiquing video game stuff, which is stuff that had been done before, but not necessarily in video. But I think it was Ryan O'Donnell and Jane Pinkard who created the OneUp Show.
Yep.
Yeah. Woo! They had the idea of like, well, let's just throw some fiction in here and then see what happens. And it turned out to be kind of a sensation amongst people who knew what it was.
Amongst the, yeah. Well, no, that's exactly it. It was, rabid fans for this show who still to this day kind of stalk you on the internet, right?
Well, that's how I ended up here, right? You were stalking me.
I was stalking you, that's right. Wow, nice.
You
Okay,
gotta stalk
thanks.
somebody on the internet. That's what it's for.
So, that is, wait,
It's
is
its
that what you use
primary
it for?
purpose is for stalking. I think.
Okay. We should talk after the show, Cor. Yeah. Is the announcer still around?
Why, yes.
A little delayed, but yes. So, OneUp Show, awesome. A lot of people liked
Thanks.
it. Area 5,
Yes.
a thing you guys started together, bunch of ex-1-uppers.
Just hit our 5th birthday.
What woot?
Yeah.
It was, and I've done a lot of things where I kind of just jump into, feet first and hope it works out. It must have been scary though, right?
Kind of like tonight.
Yeah.
I would say it's working out so far.
Yeah. Was it scary when you first did it? Like,
Oh,
hey, we're just
absolutely.
gonna not have health care.
Yeah, well, it will not have health care or salaries or the ability to have a beer after work. We'll just work 80 hours a week constantly. But that's the same thing when anybody's starting a new business, right? It's like you get warned out, you get warned about it, you think you know what's coming, then as soon as you jump in, you're like, oh, what the heck did I just get myself involved with? This was a tragic mistake.
Yeah. But it wasn't a tragic mistake. You guys are still doing awesome.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah. And everybody's like, eating well. You can get that beer now. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to get one after the show.
I
Anybody want to
think
join me?
we all will, yeah.
I might even buy one.
Ooh.
Ah.
So, you did Area 5 for a while. Obviously, it went
Yeah.
well. Worked with a lot of different publishers. You worked with like Last of Us.
Yep.
The Street Fighter documentary was great. If you haven't
times.
seen these, you can go to the website. Most of them
Yeah.
are up now, available free.
Well, the I Am Street Fighter is on YouTube. The whole thing is just up there for
Definitely check
free,
that out.
which
Oh.
is a really great way to get us paid.
But people will like
I'm
it.
still
And then
working on the
later,
business part of my business.
Volume.
volume.
Make it up on volume.
Oh yeah. That's what they say. So now let's talk about the Kickstarter because this is your newest project.
Yes.
Documentary,
Yes.
like a series of documentary films around the culture of video games, right?
Yeah, we call it a 6-part documentary series on the people and culture of video games, like you just said, so I figured I would just repeat that
Just
line.
do it again, yeah.
Right?
We're good.
And it's the kind of thing that we don't really think fits well in network television or a lot of online distribution channels. just because they don't really know what to do with video game content. For us, it's a chicken and egg issue. You know, people just aren't creating it, so it's not finding an audience. And
Right.
I think there's a couple people out there that have played a video game once in a while, and we're hoping to bring them in.
But I was just going to say that, you know, obviously now everybody plays video games.
Yes.
The whole casual thing, the phone game. So there's a lot of culture to pull from.
Yeah, and I think it's affected a lot of people's lives in sometimes dramatic and really beautiful ways, and those are the kind of stories that we want to tell. You know,
And you guys tell
big
great
ones, little ones.
stories. I mean, it's just, I love how you present them.
That's kind of the point, right? Is that it's really the only way to tell a story is if you're going to do it right. And we feel that the rest of the video game media space is pretty much covered. You know, like we've got a lot of great resources out there if all you're looking for is news and reviews and everything. But nobody's really talking about how video games is an art form, and an art form is a culture, and a culture drives a lot of passion and a lot of people. And there's just an unlimited number of stories out there that don't really have a home anywhere else.
I know you have one up right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well said, sir. According to the crowd.
Bold choice.
You have one up right now that people can go check out, can't
Yes,
they? I love that one. It was on a guy who collected old comic book, or I mean, video game magazines.
Well, that's Frank Cifaldi, and it's not actually, it's more of a research archive than a collection, which is maybe just a fancy way of saying I have a collection. But he actually does use it for research purposes. He's a games preservationist. There's a really strong movement right now because a lot of the games that people our age, maybe not your age, you're younger than the both of us.
Obviously he's younger. It's the first time I've ever heard about this.
Just a couple of years, but.
Okay.
Well, before your day, when we used to go to arcades.
When we walked up the hill in the snow. Yeah.
Well, you did notice that the first thing we talked about was the weather when I came in.
That's true. We are old. Matt.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Nice.
I believe I
I'm
started
using the
that
pink
off.
sock to make myself younger.
Yeah.
So you were saying that, that's up right now, and people can go check that out on your
Yeah,
website.
it's really great because he's very active in the game preservationist community. There's lots of games that weren't finished or that were canceled, and that he's trying to pull them all and preserve the actual code and preserve the gameplay experiences. And so he actually uses his terrible video game magazine collection, as he calls it, as research, because video game magazines would have to get all of this stuff way ahead of time before they could publish it.
Yep.
And quite often, getting those stories ahead of time was for games that never ended up coming out. So it's the best way for him to find it. And we put that short up. We got another short coming out soon on the musician Disaster Piece, who people might know from, he did the soundtrack for the game Fez.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's also doing some music for our documentary series, which we're very happy about. And so in return, we kind of did a little piece on him. That'll be our next Outerlands short that should come out in a day or two.
So I love the shorts.
Thanks.
When does it end? Now we're like getting close, right?
We're getting close. Next Saturday, 10 a.m. It wraps up.
How much do we need left in the Kickstarter?
I think we're at
I wanna
about
say it out loud.
70% something funded.
Okay.
The end goal is 210,000, and whatever 70% of that is, I'm really good at math.
Yeah, okay. Well, go to it. Is there a quick URL for it? Is it just Kickstarter and search Outerlands?
That's an easy way to do it.
Yeah.
You can go to bit.ly/Outerlands.
There you go.
Lock that one in.
Nice. Yeah, you gotta do that with a tiny URL and the bit.ly.
I know.
Just use that.
I know. I'm good at the internet.
Well, I'm so happy because, like you said, and this is my last point on what you said, it kind of point to your point, point to counterpoint, is there is a million different places to get news about video games, or
absolutely.
reviews, or hey, the newest, where's the new release section? I don't care. Like, it's about the stories. It can be about the stories and the stuff behind the game. So I really appreciate you doing it.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Well, thanks. I really appreciate that. And it's been through support from people like you that really get what we're trying to do that's helped get the word out.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that.
Friends helping
Very cool.
friends.
Very cool.
All right. So go to Outerlands, go to Kickstarter, so support Matt. And we want to thank you for flying up to San Francisco, or from San Francisco to be on the show.
Absolutely. It was awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Chandronait.
Really great to meet you. Again.